insurance reform bill that is going to include a single-payer, government-run system for everyone, better, because you'll make money on the better. It's not going to happen.
In today's times, you can't hardly turn on a TV, your radio, pick up a newspaper, or even go to town to eat supper without hearing something about health care reform and the health care legislation that's before us in our political environment today. And so, I took that to heart, and I've really dug in to see what is inside the health care legislation. I've got to tell you, it is a scary, scary piece of legislation. Not necessarily from a detail aspect of what is written down in the legislation, but from a conceptual basis. And I'm going to give you a little bit of information today to kind of bring us around on the concepts that this legislation is put together on. And I'll be the first one to tell you there is no place. I've read through most of the 1,018 pages of the House Bill 3200. I have not read the Senate bill yet. I am going to be reading that, but I will tell you that no place in this legislation will you see that it's going to push a single-payer system. No place in there does it say that we're going to have rationed health care. No place in this legislation does it come out and specifically say that we're going to cut benefits for our seniors and our disabled and all the fears that we hear out there. But what I am going to tell you is that the concepts around this legislation and the philosophies that the creators of this legislation have built their careers on leads us common sense wise down that path. That's what we're going to be facing. One of the best stories I've heard on what this healthcare legislation does is the comparison of a restaurant. You own a restaurant in your hometown. That's where you and your family. It's where you make your living at. You love the restaurant business. Now all of a sudden the federal government decides that they're going to come into the restaurant business as well. So they're going to come into town right down the road from you. They're going to put up a shop. They're going to open up a restaurant. Not only are they competing against you, they're going to set the rules of the game. And by that I mean they're going to tell you what exactly you can serve on your menu. They're going to tell you what price you can sell your products at. And all the while you're trying to continue to make a profit for your employers, for yourself, for your family, this shop down the road is just going to keep competing and setting the rules and changing the rules of the game on you as they see fit. And the reality is they don't have to make a profit down the street in this government restaurant, because if they come up shortfall and don't make a profit, they don't lay off employees. They don't cut benefits for their employees. All they do is they tax the community to raise their revenue to continue to operate at a negative deficit. And that's a lot of what I foresee common sense wise coming down the pipe with this healthcare legislation. We're gonna with a public option in place, we're gonna continue to have private insurance companies that you're gonna be able to buy your insurance from, but they're gonna be competing directly with a government entity that does not have to operate at a profit. And all the same time, the government is going to be dictating the rules of the game for the private insurance companies. They're going to let them know that they cannot exclude somebody for pre-existing conditions. So when they can't exclude somebody for a pre-existing condition, they can't even rate for somebody with a pre-existing condition. So therefore, they are not going to be able to underwrite any longer at a profit. Therefore, common sense tells you down the road in an 8 to 10 year span, you're going to drive those private companies out of the industry, and all we're going to be left with is the one single payer system.